Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mayank, and today I'm going to share with you 6 projects that can really help you make your resume looks extremely powerful and can increase your chances of resume getting shortlisted. So these projects will be a combination of system design related projects and an AI related projects. Okay, now before we jump into projects, here's a little bit of context about all of this. Okay, so I get lots of DMs of students sharing the resume and asking for a referral, and most of the times when I open up the resume, what I see is that they have projects like Netflix clone, weather app, to-do app. Yes, I mean, people are still putting to-do app in their resume. And now see, I'm not saying those projects are useless. Those projects are good. They are very good when you're just starting with coding. So when you're learning the basics of programming, it's pretty natural to build projects like to-do app or weather app. That's completely true. But those projects should not be the headline of your resume. Because let's be honest, in 2026, AI is doing almost everything. It's doing coding, debugging, testing, and it can build projects like weather app, to-do app in just couple of minutes, not even 10 minutes. It can build it in just 5 minutes. That's how powerful AI tools are. So if you're still putting these kind of projects as a headline project or even as a project in your resume, it's not telling recruiter that you are interested in learning to code. What it is telling them is that you have stopped learning after that tutorial ended, because that's what it sounds like. Okay, you learn something, you build an app like to-do app as a project, and that's where your learning stops. You weren't creative, you just followed a tutorial, you built the app, and now you're putting it in your resume. So answer honestly, if you're a recruiter and you see a resume of a student saying, oh, I have built this weather app, I have built this to-do app, would you hire or would you shortlist that resume? Well, I guess we all know the answer. So let's not waste further time and let's discuss 6 practical projects that you can put in your resume and that will tell recruiter that yes, you are interested in coding and you are a good developer. Because each of these projects are going to prove your credibility. It is going to tell recruiters that you can work with AI, you understand actual system, and you can take something from an idea to an actual working product. And that too without tutorials or someone else hand-holding you all throughout the way. And one more important thing before we jump into projects is that I'm not going to tell you, oh, use this tech stack to build this projects. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you projects and you can build it in whatever language you already know, be it Python, be it Node.js, be it Java, whatever you know, you can build a project in that particular language. So I'm not going to tell you the tech stack that you have to use because it's up to you. I'm going to tell you creative projects ideas that will help you prove that you know systems, you know system design, and you know AI, and you know how to use it. Okay, so let's get started. So first project is AI resume checker. Now here the idea is simple. Whenever someone uploads a resume and pastes a job ID or job description, your app compares these two and tell them how well your resume matches with the job description, all the important keywords that are there in resume, and if it doesn't matches with the job description, what are the keywords that is lacking in it. And here's the fun part. It rewrites your resume if it is weaker according to the job description using AI in background. And just to make it more creative, you add a scoring system. You score a resume out of 10 or out of 100 based on the job description to tell how strong it is for that particular job description, or is it even good for that particular job description or not. And you can just create your own classification for the score. It's like how LinkedIn scores your profile or resume against the job posting, something like that. So it uses AI and yeah, it uses web development also. And what you can do is that to make your system scalable, you can make sure that someone is not abusing your API, or if someone is posting same job posting or same resume, you don't do all this classification again and again. You just return the pre-existing result. That's kind of caching that you do. Now you can start at initial layer, something like if job description matches or if the resume is same as previous one. You can use hashing for that comparison, and you don't do all the background work again and again. But that's one good project to put on your resume. And here's one more important thing about this project. This project will help you in landing a job and cracking coding interviews. So how you build this project? You use it with your own resume and job description. Even if you don't make it public, you use it for yourself. So you give it a job description, it matches your resume against that, sees if it is strong or not. If it is not strong, it rewrites for you, and you upload that rewritten resume to make sure that your resume is ABS friendly and matching the job description. So that's like one good project for your resume and for yourself too. Now, second project is chat with your docs kind of app. So let me explain you what it is. Imagine there's an app where you upload a PDF or some college related document or any work related document or any projects or anything like that, okay? And what your AI model does is that you uploaded everything, it skims through it, and once you ask it a question, it replies only on the basis of that information or the PDF or the document that you uploaded. So yes, it only answers on the basis of the document you uploaded, not the general knowledge that is available on the internet. And just to take one step further, it provides you the citation or where that particular answer came from your document. So basically it does the citation to make sure that the information that it is providing is true and not something that is hallucinated. It is present in the document and you can go to that cited page number or line number and you see that actual information there. Now, how this project will help you? This project will help you prove that you understand AI systems, how they work on data, and you are not simply relying on some APIs. Okay, so you're not that API guy. You understand data, you understand how AI model drives results from that data. Because building this project requires the knowledge of chunking, embedding, vector search, and these are the core skill that is used in any company who is trying to build their own internal AI tools. Now, just to take it one step forward, here's the hardest part. What if an information is not present in a document? Just make sure in that case your model returns that document doesn't contain the information instead of making confident mistake and providing some hallucinated result. So that's like one more step to make sure your project is bulletproof and it's not hallucinating. Now the project number 3 is real-time collaborative app like Google Docs. So basically it's like a text editor but where multiple users can simultaneously edit a document. So it can be like a Google Doc app or a whiteboard app or something that sort of. Okay. Now what this project will prove is that you just don't use APIs, you understand actual systems, you understand system design, because this project will involve an operational transformation layer. So what that layer does is that it makes sure that when multiple people are editing document, there should not be any conflict. So let's say there's a document where hello is written and you wrote hello X or you added a character X, but somebody wants to delete the character O. So let's say your X request came first, so document become HELLOX and somebody deleted O, but if you don't have operational transformation layer, it will just delete at that position and last position was X. So document will become inconsistent. But with operational transformation layer, the document will become HELLX, HELLX, because O will be deleted, which is the expected workflow. So this project will require the understanding of WebSocket, state synchronization, and conflicts resolution, or the operational transformation layer that I already mentioned. Okay, and one more thing that you need to take care of here is that the document should update in real time without even refreshing the page. So if two users are working on it simultaneously, it should not like, oh, unless the page is not refreshed, the document is not updated. It should not be the case. Somebody deleted A and somebody added B. It should be real time. That is one more thing that you need to take care of, and it will show a recruiter or the interviewer that you really understand system design and you're not copy pasting projects from internet or GitHub. Okay, now the fourth project in the list is a URL shortener. Okay, I know, you must be thinking, what is there with URL shortener? It's a pretty straightforward thing. You're given a URL, you just hash it out. That's it, right? But that's not what you have to do. You have to build a URL shortener that can work in real time. So that means you have to take care of things like, making sure your server is not vulnerable to spamming. There is a rate limiter in place. Then you have to add a caching layer or a Redis to make sure that for popular URL, you are not just hitting database again and again, you are serving it from Redis. And you need to make sure that your URLs are collision safe. Okay, so these are a couple of things that you need to take care of to make sure that your application works flawlessly in production. And one more interesting thing you can do is that you can explain everything, like how you're handling multiple users, how you're implementing rate limiting, how you're implementing your architecture. You can just draw it out and put it in readme.md so that whenever interviewer or recruiter goes through your project and they clicks on the link, they know, oh, this is the project, this is how the architecture is drawn, and you're not just bluffing on your resume. Yeah, so I forgot to mention one more thing. Whatever you build, post it somewhere so that interviewer or recruiters can click on the link and then they can see the actual running projects. And if they want to see the source code, they can go to the GitHub, they can go through the readme.md and they know that you know the stuff, because they are not going to go through the code. Honestly, there are millions of resume that comes every day. So they are not going to go through every code line that you have written. They're going to see it live running. And if they are really curious how you built it to understand the internals of it, especially during an interview, they can go through the readme.md of your projects and GitHub. Now, the fifth project is expense tracker with ML-based auto categorization. Now, what this app or project does is that you add an expense, it will show up in a list. That's true, but based on the description, your ML model will automatically classify it. It will automatically classify whether what kind of expense is that, whether it's a food expense, shopping expense, how it split-wise does that. So you add some keyword and it automatically detects what kind of expense is that, whether it's a food expense, it's a electricity bill expense, it's a shopping expense, a travel expense, any kind of expense, it automatically tracks it. Now this project will prove that you have understanding of web development, code APIs, and most importantly, using the ML models. And what most companies want is ML applied to a real projects, and that's what this project proves. And just to take it one step forward, what you can do is that you can create a dashboard to track your ML model accuracy, provide user option to correct the categorization if it is not correct, and train your model on the feedback of the user, whether the categorization was wrong, then why it was wrong, and your ML model improves over time. And honestly, if you're giving ML related interview, this feedback loop that you have added, right, this will get noticed or this will grab the attention of the interviewer. Now, the project number 6 is a system design related project, that is design a distributed job queue or a task scheduler. Alright, so here's the thing, distributed queue is a critical component in almost all real-world architecture. Okay, so backend system where user submits a job like upload a photo or send an email, what happens in background is that it goes to a job queue where it is processed asynchronously. So not instantaneously, but asynchronously. And if there's any kind of failure, retry happens automatically from the job queue. And honestly, building a job queue like, Kafka is an important interview question in system design too. So when you're building this project and putting it in your resume, it shows interviewer that you have a very good understanding of system design and you actually understand system design and concept like distributed queue. And what would be the most important part of this project? It would be taking care of failure and retries. Because imagine this, your job is picked up from the job queue and it failed halfway. What are you going to do in such kind of scenarios? Well, let me tell you what a good system does. It retries. Maybe it will wait for some time before it retries, but yeah, retry is what is done in such scenario. And if it keeps failing, it simply does not discard it. It keeps it in separate queues so that developers can debug the reason for the failure. And if you've implemented job queue and you have taken care of all those stuff, it will simply tell interviewer that you know stuff, you know system design, and you are more than the DSA cramming guy. So you're not just a DSA person, you also know system design, you also understand how system works at scale. And just to make this project more interesting, you can keep a track of how many jobs failed, how many jobs were completed successfully, when each job arrived. You can create dashboards, something like that here. Okay, and honestly, use AI for building all these projects. Now, simply do not take AI suggestion, use your brain, see how it is implemented, but use AI for writing the boilerplate code. Okay, let's say you're building some dashboard. Don't spend your time building the dashboard or just aligning that CSS. Don't spend your time there. Instead, spend time where actual engineering is happening. Like in case of Google Docs, it's the operational transformation layer. That's the critical layer, or how you're taking care of making sure that the page is loaded or refreshed without actually refreshing it. This is where the actual engineering is happening. So you need to focus your time or dedicate more time understanding this part while building the project, rather than taking care of the CSS or the alignment or the beautifying of that project. That thing, let AI handle it. You focus on the core engineering part of it. Now here's the thing, don't build all these 6 projects. Instead, what you should do is that take 1 or 2 projects and build them end to end. Like you can take one system design related project and you can take one AI ML related project. Okay, so instead of focusing on building all 6, focus on building 2 to 3 projects. That is it, because that will be enough for your resume. Make sure it's working, it's hosted, it's readme.md updated with all the stuff, and if interview asks you about it, you know that project end to end. That is the ask here, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have more such interesting projects in your mind, comment it down below, and if you have any doubt, you can comment down below. I'll try to answer that. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you and good luck.